Hi, this is Ashley Adams. I'm here just to talk a little bit about winning poker in 30 minutes a day, a book that I've recently written and has just been published by the wonderful poker publisher D&B. The book is a very simple, direct, and straightforward guide to winning poker, something that I think that anybody who's currently playing poker can learn to do with a modest amount of commitment and study, what I call the 30 minutes a day. The book is laid out in just a few chapters, each of which have lessons in it, and I thought maybe I would just read from the very beginning of it to give you an idea of the types of things that I cover. First of all, the first lesson is how to find a game that is profitable. Game selection is key because you're not going to make money playing against players who are better than you. It's not like tennis or golf to that extent, that you improve your game by playing against better players. I mean, I suppose to some extent you do, but generally you want players whom you can exploit and make money from, which means players who are not as good as you. And that means finding easy games. On page 15, for example, I want you to imagine that you are learning to ski. You're not going to start on the black diamond course with a narrow path running steeply and dangerously downhill between trees. While that would surely be exciting, it might also prove deadly given your limited skills. Instead, when you're learning to ski, you typically start on a big, wide hill. No turns, no trees. There's a good deal of distance on either side of you as you descend the slope. It's just a simple, plain hill. You start here because you want to work on your basic technique without risk to life or limb. I'd like to do the same thing with your poker game. Well, you might become a great player by jumping in with excellent players right off the bat. It might also result in the fatal demise of your bankroll. That's how I start. And then I go through a lot of simple and direct skills that you need to learn. Starting hands, playing it tight, playing the flop, learning about the percentages, the odds, the outs, the very simple arithmetic of poker. And then I talk about figuring out what your opponent has, putting him on a range, different types of players, knowing who the people are that you're playing against so that you can exploit them. And then also the big mega game, getting your mind right to play winning poker. That's it. It's a very simple book to understand for the player who might be intimidated by the notion of playing high-level casino poker, who might be intimidated and somewhat confused by those books that are geared towards players who are already very proficient, looking to make them experts. This is not that. This book is looking to take a player who is understanding the game but not winning at it and turning him into a winning player with direct, simple concepts that can be mastered in lessons that you take and exercises that you do that would take you no more than 30 minutes a day for a period of about a month. After a month of studying and working, you should go from being an unprofitable player or a break-even player to a player who's making some money. And I want to let you know that you can get this book at D&B Poker. They are a great publisher. They did a great job with me, working with me on figuring out exactly how to present this information in a clear and concise way. You can get to them at dnbpoker.com, the letter D and B poker.com. There you go. And I wish you well.